Hey everybody, welcome to Hear Us Out. I'm Patrick.
And I'm Paul. How's it going?
Not too bad. And we're here to talk about 2023. It's the start of a new year, and it's going to be a weird one. If you're watching us right now, it's so that you can find out what kind of weird year it's going to be. We're going to have a look at what's coming up, what's coming out, what you should be aware of, what you should be afraid of. A few things we possibly may mention that we reckon you'll probably want to avoid. Could be surprised. They might be good. But primarily, we're going to concentrate on what you need to know is coming up in 2023 that we think is going to actually be quite good. So, Paul, I think to kick us off, how about we jump straight into the biggest franchise in the history of time and the thing that makes most money in any given year? How about we clean the decks and just get Marvel out of the way nice and early? What do you say?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. With Marvel's Phase 5 starting this year, it's a good idea to just get it out of the way. So, you want to start with which one would you want to start with?
Well, I've got Quantum Mania, the Marvels, and Guardians all up together. So this is this year's slate. And actually, if you can give us a tiny bit more mic, that'd be cool. So I guess the first one up is Quantum Mania, Paul.
Yeah, Quantum Mania. Yeah, this is always, yeah, as we were talking about, Ant-Man starts with always kicks off the phase, or is one of them that kicks off the phases, because Spider-Man did it for Phase 4. But yeah, so this is Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantum Mania. That's kicking off Phase 5. It's a Ant-Man film. It's going to be about small things.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of shrinkage. But Paul, the weird thing is, I'm on the record as I'm not against Ant-Man. Shrinking power is not my favorite whole thing. The Ant-Man movies themselves have been fine. At least the first one was. Really cannot remember the second one. I'll have to watch it again someday. I know I was critical of the villain in it. But the difference this time, the reason to be excited for Quantum Mania is if you've ever heard of a guy called Thanos. Remember what he meant to the first movies? Well, they're using Quantum Mania to give the cinematic debut to it's Jonathan Majors who's playing Kang, right? So
yeah, Kang the Conqueror.
They're really he showed up in Loki. If you didn't watch the Loki TV show, but this is really where they're going to start building in their next big phase villain. And even people who hate the whole Marvel thing are aware of Thanos. Well, let's see if they can do it all again. Can they sell this villain? It's going to be interesting to see, Paul. I'm not going to say I'm excited, but I would say this one will actually be quite good. So I'm giving it a should be good.
Yeah, like I'm more excited just to see where they're going to, because as you said, it's the introduction to the main kind of Phase 5 and possibly Phase 6 bad guy, Jonathan Majors Kang. The thing that I'm interested in is Bill Murray might be in it. Bill Murray is going to be in it.
He's definitely
going to be Kyler. William Jackson Harper is also going to be Quartz. The return of Randall Park, who was the FBI agent who we love, which is true because he's in WandaVision as well,
yep.
Which is great. But the one that I'm really interested in, the person who's actually come up, is Corey Stoll, who played Yellow Jacket from the first Ant-Man. He is rumored to be in it. He hasn't been confirmed or anything like that. So I'm interested in that part to see if it's going to be like a red herring kind of thing where like Yellow Jacket is going to come up as a kind of mediocre, like a medium bad guy, or is he going to be a henchman?
I'm not going to hide my disdain for this, but when you just said that, my brain went, I'm only interested in bad ways. I'm only interested in the I hope he doesn't play a big part that isn't important.
Yeah, I'm wondering what part they're going to do, especially since they seem to be kind of keeping it under the rug a little bit. So I'm wondering, what they're going to do with it. So
for our non-Marvel fans out there, this is going to be another chance to jump in and start seeing how they can do big stuff in a very little way. I just realized big stuff for Quantum Mania. It could be good. It should be good. I think if you've lost your love for Marvel over the last few years, this could be a good kickstart. I have a good feeling that this will be a bit of a palate cleansing kickstart.
Yeah. Like the returning cast and stuff like that are good. Like it's just depending on how the story kind of plays out and stuff. So be interesting to see.
So then I think we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which and I can see Brian's on saying Happy New Year. Happy New Year to our lovely friend.
Happy New Year.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 will be yet another great soundtrack, if nothing else.
Yeah, it's going to be. Yeah, I'm interested in seeing this because it seems like it's going to be a story mostly about Rocket's kind of past and stuff like that. It has Chuck Wilder, who's going to play the evolutionary, the higher evolutionary guy, who's the one who pretty much makes, which goes Rocket, which will be an interesting story. There's rumored to be a death in this film as well, which is going to be
which is likely to be Rocket. I hate to say, I'm probably going to cry.
If it's all about Rocket's backstory and stuff like that, it feels like Rocket might be the one to pass because they can't pull a Groot on it again.
No,
they can't have
and they're not killing Adam Warlock. They're only just making the payoff on him from the second movie. So
yeah, Will Porter just joining the cast as well because he's got an extended kind of playing Adam Warlock. He's got an extended storyline through Phase 5, and then returning as Sylvester Stallone as the other Reaver.
Yeah.
The other Reaver kind of thing. So I'm interested in that just to see, is it going to be just a cameo or is it going to just be an actual part of the story?
Well, I have an outside bet for you, Paul. As recently as 10 minutes before we went live, I saw something pop up on my phone that Dave Bautista said he's glad he's not going to be playing Drax anymore. So the fact that he's willing to say something like that in an interview means, well, he knows he wasn't coming back anyway because they're going to be releasing most of this cast. Everybody knew that. Batista was confirmed previously as probably not coming back anyway.
Yeah.
Are they going to kill off Drax? Could Drax finally get reunited with his
family and stuff like that? Yeah,
that might be a death that we can all cry about, but be slightly happy because of the reunited in the afterlife kind of vibe.
Yeah. Like this is going to be an interesting one because the stakes are going to be fairly high, and that rumor guessing for who's going to be the one who's going to pass is going to be interesting. As you said, yeah, the contracts are going to be released, and I don't think Dave Bautista is interested in kind of returning as Drax. Yeah. The character's kind of one-dimensional.
Look, so, we're in danger of giving the whole episode over to Marvel because there's so much to say. So, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I think we're both positive about this one because first one was good. The first one was great. Second one was lots of different things. It was good in some ways. It had some issues, blah, blah, blah. People feel good or feel bad. I think this will be a very, very strong finish to the James Gunn Guardians trilogy.
Yeah, it'll be sad to see him go, but happy to see him take on the mantle for the DC kind of lot. So,
yep. And then the one that I'm most excited for, Paul, the Marvels.
Yeah, there's not a lot out on this.
Nope.
That's the interesting thing. Only the returning casts have been announced.
And Iman Vellani is going to be there, Miss Marvel. So giving her a shot after... I believe that actress did such a good job on the Disney Plus show that she got that it would be criminal if she didn't get to transition into the movies, because talk about effortless charm and charisma. I'm really looking forward to seeing her career hit the big format.
Yeah, it would be a good thing to kind of introduce. It would be one of the first times where it's gone the other way, where they've gone from TV to movie, where it's mostly been movie to TV. So I can't think of other people who
in Marvel. No, I don't think they've done it yet.
So it'll be interesting to see, the opposite kind of way, which I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to kind of getting more information on this one as well to see what's going on.
I think Captain Marvel has plenty more to give. I think Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, has loads to give. I think the Marvels is a chance. It is my outside chance for the biggest surprise of the year because nobody is excited about this one. And I think if they do what they can do and should do, it could be absolutely cracking.
I say it will be. I'm interested in it. I'm hoping it's not like the Eternals. It's the only my only worry.
Less said the better. Anything from Phase 4 is not going to be mentioned. So, Paul, we should probably clear up the rest of the superhero stuff and then move on to the other one. So we've got DC. You've got some hope here too.
Yeah, so the sad parts are Aquaman, The Flash, and Shazam because they will be the final ones for the old guard of DC. So as I said, Aquaman. So Jason Momoa might be transferring to another character in the new kind of DCU instead of the DCEU, which is to Lobo. So Aquaman: The Last Kingdom. There's not much out there either. There's still just a returning cast and a couple of extra names on board, but they haven't actually had any character or plot releases yet. So, but The Last Kingdom sounds like it's probably going to do more with that kingdom that they showed in the first one, either the desert part or the one that's in the waterfall past the trench, which are those horrible creatures. The Flash, man, we've been talking a lot about 2022, so there's not much more to kind of talk about it. We're excited about, like,
I think it could be one of those. I'm really excited about the Flash. As much as I've hated have to talk about everything that's made it controversial in its build-up, the movie itself, I'm really, really excited. My biggest regret about the ending of the old DCEU is that this Flash movie was looking like it was going to set up some crazy, crazy stuff. If I get a little bit of Michael Keaton Batman showing up at the same time as some Ben Affleck Batman, color me excited. Stick a fork in me, I will be done, and it'd be a great way for me mentally to say goodbye to what they have done.
That's the thing, yeah. Because it might be taking on the Flashpoint Paradox storyline and stuff like that. We'll be inundated with amazing kind of like interplanet or like interdimensional kind of like crossovers and stuff like that. So it should be, even if it's that it might have an exciting opening for another story or anything like that, and we'll be sad about not having that. It'll be still really nice to have just some interesting story of multidimensionalness.
And Blue Beetle, Paul, can you explain, are you excited for Blue Beetle, or do we just include it because it's here?
So here's the thing. Blue Beetle is going to be the first in the new movies for the DCU. So I'm excited to see what they're doing with it. I like the Blue Beetle character, which is Ramirez, is the character name. He's been played by the Cobra Kai actor. Selim, I can't pronounce his name. It's like XOLO.
Okay.
So he's playing the main character. It's an interesting character. It's essentially a blue scarab with an X. It's essentially a blue scarab Iron Man.
Yeah,
is the best way to describe it.
Yeah, it's a suit. This is a slightly magical mechanical suit, I guess is maybe the right way of putting it. So excited?
I'm excited just because it's I'm excited because it's the first one it's going to be the first one in the new DCU kind of universe. So it will help set the tone for the rest of them. At least
I'm excited to see if James Gunn can do it twice. Because I said before Guardians of the Galaxy came out, there's no way you're going to get the general public to buy into somebody they've never heard of with a name like that, a talking raccoon and a tree. And now it's an even bigger challenge to say Blue Beetle. Brew, if you're listening out there still, just give me the non-comic book person's opinion of if I said, do you want to go and see Blue Beetle? It's a tough sell for people who aren't into this, just on a name alone.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is James Gunn's not directing it. So he's obviously not directing it. It's someone else, but it was the movie that they were discussing when he was coming in. So
is he not doing a writing job on it though? God, I may have got my info wrong.
No, he did help with the writing. No,
right.
I think he was meant to direct it, but the thing was that he became one of the heads of the new DC studio. So I think it's been passed on to another person. It'll
be interesting. DC's slightly magical Iron Man with a James Gunn twist. What's not to be excited about, Paul? What is not to be excited about? Who else is left in the superhero world this particular coming year?
Well, just to go for Shazam, Fury of God, I'm really interested in seeing Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu play the daughters of Atlas. That's pretty much. I'm interested in Shazam because it's just a fun movie as well. It's always been a fun DC movie, so
yeah,
that's why I'm excited about it.
Exactly, I loved him since Chuck, and he needs the support. I regret that his career didn't get to take off out of all this because he's cool. What a nice seeming dude.
But Helen Mirren in a Marvel or a DC movie, that's going to be weird.
I know, and let's face it doesn't get cooler than Helen Mirren.
True.
We've then got the Sony Spider SSCU.
Yeah, the Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse, which is just good. I'm just hoping that it's going to keep the level of like greatness that the first which goes Spider-Man had. So
Oh,
that's pretty much why I'm
I'm
only excited. Us,
I'm straight up
but
excited because it can be half as good as the first movie and still be brilliant. That's just how good the first movie was. Anybody who doesn't go to a cinema to see this is crazy. Because one of the great regrets people should have that didn't go to the cinema to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is not getting to see it on a big screen. Go to the best screen you can. This, if it's anything like the first one, is a visual treat that you have not gotten before.
yeah, like it is an amazing animation style and everything like that, and also with kind of going through multiple dimensions. I'm going to say that they're going to change up the once again they're
Yeah.
going to change up the animation style a little bit,
I'm so excited for
like they
that.
did in Multiverse of Madness.
I think this is one of those ones I'm going to need seatbelts just to keep me in the chair because I think this is the one where I'll be like, yes, this rocks. Um, the first movie just did that to me. I was hovering off the seat with this is just brilliant. Why isn't all cinema like Spider-Verse?
Soundtrack, the animation style, everything was amazing for the first one. So the only thing is that this has big shoes to fill, and as you said, yeah, even if it fills it halfway, it's still going to be an awesome movie. So
Yeah.
it's just an awesome movie to be excited for in 2023.
Yeah. So everybody out there who's got any animation prejudices, get over it. Go to the cinema, see this one. And Paul, the other half of the Sony Spider-Man extended universe or whatever they're trying to call their stuff, their spider properties.
Yeah,
Craven?
yeah, Craven the Hunter. This is going to be part of the Venom, Morbius kind of grouping. He's a hunter. Just he's literally just a Russian kind of like hunter who wants to hunt Spider-Man, but I don't know who he's going to hunt in this one. Might hunt Mobius, might hunt Venom, no idea. But which is Aaron Taylor Johnson is going to be playing the title character Craven.
Kick-ass himself.
Yeah, Kick-Ass and Tangerine from Bullet Train, which if you haven't seen, you should like is
I want to see
great.
that. I want to see that.
It's a great advertisement just for him, just for Aaron Taylor Johnson. Like he's great in it, and alongside Brad Pitt, yeah, it's an incredible cast as well in Bullet Train, which has made me excited for this because he wasn't on my radar since Kick-Ass.
Well,
and Bullet Train came along, and it was just like, oh,
he's done. He's the guy can act. The weird thing for me is with the Craven the Hunter. It's great. Spider-Man, yay! Venom, yay! If they have accidentally written Morbius into this, they'll be accidentally trying to write and edit him out. I would imagine, considering what's happened. So yeah, no, this is one that's definitely worth looking forward to. I will be interested to see if it is it definitely going to land this year. Is it definitely going to get its release? And
it's supposedly going to be released on October the 6th.
Okay,
so it supposedly is. So like,
I hope
the thing is that that's the thing. Some of these movies were planned out to be released in 2022, but they've moved. So this could be the one that gets also moved, especially with, as you said, reshoots from Mobius.
Just because Morbius was such a mess. I'm going to go to the comments because Brian says, "Is it John Lennon and Avatar?" Now I don't know if that was in relation to anything else we said or the imagery of Craven that's on screen right now. Either way, it kind of works. But if it was to do with Blue Beetle, then I would imagine that makes sense. I don't get the John Lennon reference, but you know what? Blue Beetle, there's probably something in there. By the way, Avatar, I've seen it. Paul, you've seen it. We're probably not doing anything on the channel. I'm giving it I felt the same way as I felt after Avatar 1. Boy, that was pretty, but yeah, I'll probably never watch it again.
Yeah, if there's plot holes and interesting characters choices and stuff like that, but otherwise, yeah, it was a good film. It's a good sequel. It doesn't feel like any time has passed between the two, even though 15 years has.
I'd just like to say, for all the people who say that, oh, you have to see it because it's changed cinema forever again. No, it didn't. It was very pretty, but it hasn't changed cinema forever any more than the first one ever did. So, Paul, we are done with 2023's superhero stuff from this moment out. the only heroes we're going to be mentioning, I'll pull one. I'll pull one straight away if that's all right with you.
Go for it.
Tom Cruise, the hero of 2022 with Top Gun, should be back in his other high-speed sprinting, doing some of his own stunting, a lot of his own stunting, Mission Impossible. And instead of just giving it another name or another number, they went for both. They gave it a name and a part 1.
Yeah.
Which I regret. On their behalf. I think they should have just called it something and said, we're only doing 2 more movies. They're going to be called blah and blah, not Dead Reckoning Part 1, because now we have to suffer the indignity of Dead Reckoning Part 2.
Yeah.
Even Infinity War and Endgame gave themselves 2 names. I'm buzzing for this simply because Tom Cruise doing some big stunts is always cool. With the Mission Impossible franchise, pound for pound, it's been kicking ass for many, many years.
It's been keeping the kind of like spy movie genre alive quite a bit, which is like better than the Bond movies of recently. So I'm very looking forward to it.
It's definitely a better Bond, and it's a better extension of any Bourne-ness than a lot of the more recent Bournes. So fill the big gap that was being left. And, you know, we all want a nice big Tom Cruise action film every now and again. Also, Hayley Atwell's in this. She's awesome. I can see Vanessa Kirby's in this. She's like everybody that they're adding in. It's like good choice, good choice, good choice, good choice. You did a good thing. You did a good thing. Everybody gets a car. So I'm all on for it. This is one that I actually know I will go to the cinema and have a very high certainty that I'll come out going, I got what I expected and I'm glad.
Well, that's what we need. That's what we need for 2023. It's just, you know, ones that we've just chosen and or like another Maverick, another Top Gun Maverick would be great. Just a film for the film's sake, so we can get a little bit of escapism.
Do you have any short ones that you want to squeeze in before a quick ad break that we may have to take?
Sure, Megan. Megan is it's a robot film, horror film thing. It's out actually. It's out already.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, like or it's out. Yeah, it's out tomorrow. Which is it's essentially a robotic kind of toy that starts. It's like a Chucky with high, with not a curse. It's just a robot. But the doll, which I'm now seeing up on screen, it looks freaky as hell. So,
the trailer looks awesome. The trailer looks absolutely killer. No pun intended.
It does look very good. I'm only interested in it because it's just a robot horror kind of film, and which is not a robot horror, but a robot kind of like scary film, I guess, will be the thing, a thriller. So I'm interested in it. It's coming out tomorrow as well, so it should be a good one.
Exactly. Imagine if AI had been done where Haley Joel Osment wanted to see dead people by making them dead people. It looks cool. If you're not convinced anybody by the poster, I'm excited for this one because I saw the trailer. The trailer sells it very well. There's a couple of sequences that I think will be worth the price of admission alone. The kind of TikTok dancing style thing that I just know is... It's the creepiest version of the twins from The Shining hallway. I don't know what else to say about it. But check that trailer out, guys. It's good.
The second that it was just like some kind of weird horror, like some weird kind of scary kind of movie with a robot doll, I then saw it and I was just like, oh god, because I'm not a big fan of like children and horror kind of things like the twins. So,
well, Paul, I'm going to squeeze a quick one in just before the break because I'm going to take 20 seconds to talk about Inside, which is all I can do is talk about it for 20 seconds. Inside, I'm selling to you in one way. Willem Dafoe is doing a movie where he is essentially broken into a massive art vault type thing, gets trapped inside, and then slowly devolves into madness. If you didn't hear the end of that sentence, it's Willem Dafoe slowly devolving into madness. Now, who doesn't want to go and see that? Because if anybody can, Mr. Dafoe can. So, Paul, join us after the break because we're talking Rocky Legacy. We're talking replacement to Jurassic Park. We're talking about cocaine bears and Barbie, everyone. Join us in just a few moments after these kind messages. For Spy, there was Homebrew Quest. Hang on, that doesn't make any sense. Let me start again. YouTube is great for watching Hear Us Out, but what if you'd like a bit of D&D in your life? Homebrew Quest are a bunch of brilliantly creative Irish folks playing a homebrew Dungeons and Dragons campaign inspired by Irish mythology. But even more inspired by the brews they're drinking in each episode. Ireland's supposed to be the land of saints and scholars, but it's also got drinkers and YouTubers, one of which might look a tad familiar. So get yourself over to Homebrew Quest and join the adventure. Links in the description down below, or search term Homebrew Quest. Tell him Hear Us Out sent you. Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed that beautiful ad about another beautiful channel. I believe they're called Homebrew, and they're all beautiful people, except for one. Ew. Nah, you're beautiful on the inside, Paul. And the outside. Okay, no, you're ugly. No, you're beautiful. Everybody else at home, comment down below. Tell me which she is.
Am I ugly or am I,
That's
beautiful?
what you need. You need the internet to start screaming whether or not you're attractive. That helps everybody's mental health.
Yeah, my ego is going to be ruined. Homebrew returning next 17th as well. So.
There you go. Good, get that plug in, Paul. Good man. So, Paul, pick one of your picks then. Pick a pick if you can pick.
I'm going to go Next Goal Wins. Because this is the kind of weird negative one. As in, it comes with a negative thing.
Okay.
So, Next Goal Wins is the next in the Taika Waititi kind of films. It is about a American Samoa soccer team that had a brutal loss in a match, which goes Michael Fassbender's in it, which goes Rose Rias. I can't pronounce his name. Rias Diab. Oh God, I'm gonna butcher his name. Anyway,
I don't know, so I can't help. Unfortunately, it's Taika Waititi's directing, right?
Yeah. So the reason I'm interested in this one is because it's the one right after essentially Love and Thunder.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So this is going to be an interesting kind of thing. Is if he is just going to soccer cool runnings is a really good way of putting it. It's going to be interesting if it's just a return to form and kind of being able to kind of tell a good story with integrated jokes and stuff like that, or is he just going to do another one where it's just ruined by the comedy kind of thing? So I'm interested. As I said, this is the first movie I'll be probably watching after Love and Thunder that Taika Waititi is directing, so that's my only thing.
Well,
that's why I'm excited for it.
Paul, on the I'm gonna try and let's try and segue between each one of these now. So Paul's obviously been hurt by Love and Thunder. That came through in what you were just saying about Next Goal Wins. To be honest with you, I'm not pumped even in an average way about Next Goal Wins. I hope it's good, but it didn't make my list of ooh yays. I am kind of curious though, and I'm glad that you brought this up because there's a definite curious factor. My segue is to things that disappointed you. Well, we made an episode about how dinosaur franchises can't lose money like Jurassic Park. Well, somebody's going to bring the dinosaur back after what Jurassic Park Dominion did, and it's going to be Adam Driver. Adam Driver, one of my current main man crushes, because everything he does turns to gold because he's just awesome, and even the things that are terrible, he's still awesome in them. My big regret is that we know it's a dinosaur film. It's called 65, and it's like a Planet of the Apes, Jurassic Park sci-fi melange. So what would happen if you went away and instead of coming back to a random planet, you ended up in Earth of the past, in the, I'm assuming, Jurassic era? So Adam Driver's going to be fighting dinosaurs. Sounds terrible, but I think it's going to be awesome. I think it's genuinely going to be good.
Yeah, it sounds so crazy that it's just going to be a good film.
Yep.
So, because you're going to go into that with the exact right expectations, which is this is going to be a crazy ass film. So,
yep. But
that's good.
Note of warning about, I'd say exactly 12 months ago, I was sitting in this chair talking to this very man, to all of you lovely people, going, Moonfall, just so crazy it could be fun. And Moonfall, I went in with the lowest crazy expectations ever, and it turned out to be cack. But in a ruining a good sci-fi premise kind of cack way.
My thing is that Adam Driver is quite a good casting for this kind of craziness, because like The Dead Don't Die is a funny. It wasn't a great one, but Dead Don't Die and like Logan's Run and stuff like that. Adam Driver's got a kind of good comedic kind of head on him. So
Adam Driver's awesome. Also, Adam Driver almost made the list twice because he's going to be playing Enzo Ferrari in a Ferrari movie. I haven't included him on my picks because I want to limit myself to one Adam Driver per episode this year, Paul. I'm only allowed one Adam Driver, one like Rosario Dawson, and one Janelle Monáe mention per episode. So this was his this time. And I don't know if that Ferrari movie is necessarily going to come out this year or not for sure. 65 definitely is. Check out the ad and see if you agree with me that it would have been a much better advertisement for a sci-fi movie had they not mentioned the dinosaurs. It would have been a great reveal in the theater.
It's the trailer. It's the trailer ruining the thing. It's Hollywood can't bury the lead. I don't know what it is.
I know.
Terminator all over again.
I know. Can you imagine if we just knew there was a film called 65 and it's Adam Driver on a lost world? And then a dinosaur shows up and you're like, damn it, you blew it all to hell backwards. This is great. So, Paul, hit me with one. Picketh from your list.
I'll go for an easy one. I'm going to go for Dune Part 2. Very reason that I'm interested in this one is because it's just Dune. I'm interested. It was such a great adaptation of like Frank Herbert's or the part one was such a good start to the adaptation of Frank Herbert's Dune. I really like that they decided to add Christopher Walken and Florence Pugh as essentially the royal family. Christopher Walker as the Emperor and Florence Pugh as the princess is just an incredible casting.
Well, just brilliant actors too. And it's like it was a film that was short on talent. Let's face it, they had a bunch of nobodies cast before this edition.
If you can't get that, that's sarcasm.
That's the ultimate sarcasm. They had a stacked cast, and I mean stacked, and they had used little known director Denis Villeneuve. The Dune had a lot going for it, except for the studio's support in the end, which is, it's great to see Dune 2 happening. And it's great that the first one was supported well enough that we're getting that.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm also, Austin Butler is going to be playing the Sting character from the original one. So he is a fine looking man, and I believe he's the one who played Elvis.
Elvis plays Sting, I was just about to say, yeah.
So it's going to be an interesting it's an interesting adaptation or additions to the casting. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, it's just Dune. I've been banging on about it for pretty much 2 years. So
I would have been disappointed if you hadn't put it on your list, to be honest.
Exactly.
And weirdly, I didn't put it on my list because it was going to be in yours anyway. But I share your excitement, and I also do. All sarcasm aside, they did such a good job with the first movie transporting the audience to a different world. Literally, it's one of those movies where a lot of people come out saying the same thing that I feel, which is that was genuinely transporting us somewhere else. So good job.
Yeah.
Creed 3, Paul.
Yeah.
This is interesting because Ryan Coogler isn't directing. Michael B. Jordan is directing. That's why I'm excited. I thought Creed 1 was good. I thought Creed 2 was actually a decent sequel. But this is Michael B. Jordan, who, let's face it, is on a roll of everything he does well. Now he's getting to direct, and he's getting to direct, which I think is a good idea in a franchise that he knows and that he's grown. Bloody hell, like who would have thought that the Rocky movies could move away from Rocky and still have that aura of Rocky about it? But it's the last thing I was going to mention. Creed is now its own franchise away from the Sylvester Stallone Rocky stuff. I think it's very cool.
Well, this is the interesting thing about it, because it's got a core kind of concept that just is able to be redone over and over again, kind of thing. Like with a good surrounding plot line and stuff like that. It's a franchise that just keeps giving. Yeah. As long as you have once again another charismatic kind of lead character, then you're going to be fine. What I'm interested in is Jonathan Majors is in this one as well.
Yes.
So like like we've got Jonathan Major again in another probably really good film and in Quantum Mania, so it's a good double up for him.
And I'm not saying he was ever particularly pudgy, but man, is he ripped for this. The shots of the set shots. I didn't know that he could look that kind of. I guess anybody can with enough Exercise and roids. No, just the exercise. I'm not getting into that
And-
current Hollywood debate.
And a team of experts.
And a team of experts and your own chef. But fair play to him. Great actor, taking on, I think, what will be a very interesting role. Trailer looks good. Also, first really big sports film to be shot in IMAX. So, I thought I was done with IMAX after Top Gun and Avatar, because I saved my IMAX trips. It's a more awkward thing for me to get to for films that really need IMAX. I'm going to watch this one in IMAX. I'm going to get somebody's punch face sweat thrown at me through a massive screen. So yeah, I'm down with it. Creed 3, not on everybody's list of anticipated movies for the year, but it's actually on mine.
Yeah, I think it's a good choice. As you said, the first sports film that is one of the opposites of sports films of racing and stuff like that we've been getting for the last couple of years as well. Yeah. So I'm interested in it.
Paul, it is your pick, but I'm going to encourage you towards high wildlife, because we can't bury the bear too much longer. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm good with that. Cocaine Bear, which goes, yeah, it's a bear. It's February 24th. It's coming out. It's directed by Olivia Banks, which is an interesting one because the first time I've seen her direct was
Pitch Perfect. Yeah, Elizabeth Banks has done. She's directed a few of the Pitch Perfects, I think. I don't know what else she did the Charlie's Angels that didn't go well.
Yeah, so she's the two ones that I know, two full feature films that I know she's done, because she's done a segment in something else. Is Pitch Perfect 2 and the Charlie Angel thing. So having her direct Cocaine Bear just seems like a right call, kind of thing. And yeah, it's everything in the title. It's essentially a bunch of cops have to fight a bear that's ingested a whole bunch of cocaine.
What's that line from Jerry Maguire? I'll paraphrase it. I think it's "You had me at Cocaine Bear." There you go. Yeah. I heard the two words Cocaine Bear put together. Very shortly after, saw a trailer for Cocaine Bear, and my brain just went, "You'll be seeing Cocaine Bear, and you're probably going to say the words Cocaine Bear a lot this year, and possibly get a T-shirt that says just Cocaine Bear, because as words together go, I flaming loved them."
Well, I love what they've done with the poster is that the fact is that it looks like Sin City.
Yeah.
So you can literally put it up against Sin City like posters, and you wouldn't, like Sin City, the Spears, awful movie, Cocaine Bear, kind of thing. You wouldn't know the difference in a list. But yeah, Ray Letta is going to be he hasn't been in a film in quite a while. He's been on TV quite a lot. So it'll be interesting to see him take on the kind of lead role in this. But yeah, Cocaine Bear is just going to be insane.
Looking forward to it. Did you say, is it Ray Liotta is in this?
Yeah,
as in recently passed Ray Liotta, because he passed recently, by the way. Just FYI.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, big loss. I kind of forgot. Actually, he's in Cocaine Bear, isn't he? Christ. Do you know what, folks? Cocaine Bear could be doing a lot of things for us. After the show, I'm gonna check to see if that's the last role that he filmed. Because holy gosh, have I said it enough yet? Cocaine Bear.
Cocaine Bear.
I don't really want to give any more description of why we're excited for this, because if you can't get it from those words, you're never going to get it from anything. So, Paul, I'm going to cross to the other side of the spectrum then, and I'm going to Barbie it. Similarly to Cocaine Bear, but slightly different. It's not that the name enticed me, it's the idea that they're even going to try and do this. So Greta Gerwig and Noah Baumbach, who are together. Greta Gerwig is directing this one. Noah Baumbach is her partner, and also they're writing and production partners on things like what's it called, Marriage Story, all those kind of a lot of Adam Driver heavy stuff lately. And now it's Ryan Gosling and Margot Robbie doing, Margot Robbie's Barbie, and he's Ken. I have no clue what to expect, but this could be a RoboCop moment. This could be one of those. It's satire and an absolute assassination of society that people think is wrapped up in a weird comedy. Just like RoboCop was an action movie that was actually very, very decent satire on the time that it was made. I'm hoping that that's what Barbie is. I don't really care, though. It's just going to be mental.
Well, Margot Robbie and which is Ryan Gosling are just gonna be fantastic in it, no matter what. Even if it is serious kind of Barbie story, or as you said, a kind of sarcastic satire kind of movie. It's just gonna be interesting. This is one of these like Cocaine Bear. It's one of these showpiece ones that it's just like the title gets you already hooked, and the aesthetic, I guess, is also one of the things that's really kind of gonna get you. But like, yeah, it's one of those kind of ones that you're just going, huh? They're making a Barbie movie, which
Exactly.
is kind of the simply going, what the hell is Cocaine Bear?
Which, by the way, my dream double feature for the year, if I could go to a drive-in, would be Cocaine Bear followed by Barbie. That's the
Oh,
order.
that'd be so weird.
That's the order. But yeah, so fair play to them doing a Barbie movie. It will be interesting to see Margot Robbie not having the best time from a box office point of view. So this could be a real make or break for her career as far as bums on seats. So for her sake, I hope it works out. I like Margot Robbie. She seems nice. Ryan Gosling has nothing left to prove. That man's he's punched his own ticket as far as credibility goes. He's got it all in spades.
Pretty much.
What would you like next?
How do you go for Renfield?
Oh, the unbearable likeness of being John Malkovich slash Dracula. Now, I was trying to do what was the name of that film?
Which is
The most recent thing.
the most. It's like
The unbearable weight of massive talent.
Yeah, that's it.
Now it's the unbearable weight of massive Dracula.
So this is the other thing. So Renfield's the trailer just came out today as well, which came out about 3-4 hours of recording or starting the record of this kind of thing. So sadly, Patrick, you haven't gotten to see it. I will like it. I can't recommend watching.
We need to hurry up and end this episode. I've got a trailer to watch.
Nicholas Hoult is playing the title character. It's essentially just about Dracula's kind of henchman who has decided that he's in an abusive relationship with Dracula and decides to try get out of it. He falls in love with Aquafina's character, who's a cop. Aquafina's from Crazy Rich Asians and also
Shang-Chi.
Yeah, Shang-Chi, fantastic comedian. So I'm really excited about this. It's a funny Nicolas Cage kind of Dracula film.
But that's the thing. I was just about to say Aquafina's awesome and Nicholas Holt's very, very good. But Nick Cage, man.
Yeah, playing Dracula, a crazy ass Dracula
So
as well.
what's this film going to be? One of two things. It's going to be a great Nick Cage film, which is awesome, or it's going to be a terrible Nick Cage film, which is awesome. Everybody, Renfield, it's going to be awesome.
Yes. The Red Letter trailer came out today, so yeah, go watch it. It seems really cool. It's a Nick Cage film. I'm really excited for it. It just seems like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I like the main cast as well. So
groovy. Can I pick one of our joint picks? One from your list that I would have had on mine, and that's actually Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. The trailer again sold me on this. If you'd said they were doing a D&D movie, I would have been like, oh, I don't know, are they ever going to really get that right? I don't know if is this going to be cash in on the times. You know what? You're the D&D guy out of the two of us. For my money, they hit a tone of respect, interest, and fun to the idea of D&D in that trailer. I hope that for the D&D community, it seems that way too.
It does. I think this is going to be a fun. So there was one that was released in like early 2000s and it was awful. It had Jeremy Irons in it.
Yes.
So this looks like they're doing a lot more respectful kind of stuff. So I'm a lot more excited about it. It's a lot more D&D rooted, so which is perfect.
And still going to be fun.
A good film. It looks like a fun film. I'm excited for it just because it is Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing. But no idea if it's actually going to be good. But it looks like it's respectable enough. So
yeah,
the intrigue is built. So.
I just think it's one of those things that there's not going to be many films of this tone this year that I've seen listed. Like I think it'll be out in its own as far as tone goes. It's not going to be. It's a non-Marvel fun actiony. It kind of it's in that area of filmmaking, but it's outside of all that universe. So I'm kind of digging it. I'm glad that things like this are still being found and made. Also. Chris Pine, he's a charming dude. People forget just how charming he is. So he can carry a movie.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing it. The cast is also really, really good. But Chris Pine being in it is just going to be fun.
And so. I'm gonna ask you live on air when Dungeons and Dragons comes out and we see it. We might do a special crossover episode where I get to ask you and the D&D guys at guys and girls at Homebrew what they thought of it. We might maybe do some little mini interviews, cut them together, and get an actual D&D group's idea of what the big screen did to their stuff.
That'll be good. That'll be great. I'd love to see that.
Cool. Well then, Paul, you've got a few left to pick from. I'm going to let you choose.
I'm going to do A Haunting in Venice, which is the one that you hadn't heard of. So,
never had.
Which is really, really good because we were discussing this before. It's Kenneth Branagh's Poirot kind of series. So this is the third installment of it.
How had I not heard? So that's brilliant because you put it on the list, and I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to hearing him tell me about that. And then just before we started the show, I'm like, I never heard of that Haunting in Venice thing. You're like, oh, it's the Kenneth Branagh. I'm like, what? I loved his Death on the Nile, or his Orient Express. His Death on the Nile, less so. Yeah,
which we had it. So I'm interested in this one because Kenneth Branagh's Poirot has been it's been good. It's been like 50%. Like his character has been really good. I like Death on the Nile has like a little bit of downplay and stuff like that of certain characters and stuff. But this should be an older Poirot. This is a more kind of retired Poirot from the world, and he reluctantly joins a seance. And obviously there's a murder, so it's him having to try and figure out the murder. So it's hopefully it's just a returning kind of to form of the original one. Tina Fey's going to be in it as well, which is just maybe really interesting. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting one. The reason I joined it is because the Poirot, Kenneth Branagh Poirot movies have been an intrigue and nice to have. It's very much like the Daniel Craig Knives Out films.
Just about to say, and finally we have something that isn't Marvel versus DC. We have Knives Out versus we have Poirot versus Benoit Blanc. Yeah, so we've finally got another cinematic rivalry that's pumping out some films. And I think we're spoiled for choice. It's a great time to be alive if you're into this sort of movie, which I am. And if you haven't seen Glass Onion, folks, or Knives Out 2 to a lot of people, it does not disappoint as far as the first one goes.
It does not disappoint. It's very good. Cast are very good in that as well.
So you've got a choice between two.
I'm going to do John Wick 4 because I think Oppenheimer might be a little bit of a longer because I think both of us are really excited about John Wick 4. But it's more because it's probably it's John Wick. It's a good film. We'll see how they close it off. We were little bit disappointed in the Parabellum one.
Yeah.
So
possibly even more than a little bit. I'm less excited about this because of that movie.
I guess I'm kind of like, will this return to form kind of thing, or will it continue on the trend, on the downward trend of so we got two really good films. We got a third one which we both were just like, why? We've got a fourth one which hopefully closes off the thing. I'm interested in just some of the Bill Skarsgård, Donnie Yen, Hiroyuki Sanada, and Rina Swarem. They're really good Asian actors who've done a lot of work, so I'm interested in seeing them come in. Donnie Yen and Hiroyuki, they've both been in a lot of kind of Western films as well. So it feels like this is going to be a very much of a Western film. But Bill Skarsgård, ever since he's an interesting adaptation to any addition to any movie.
Yeah.
Because I will not be able to get it out of my mind.
Yeah. The face is always in there somewhere. The Skarsgård family, the whole group of them, they're great. I still haven't seen The Northman, by the way. I'm going to get to it before I get that comment from one of the people in the commenters who's asked me why I haven't seen it yet before, and I will get to it. I promise. Paul, John Wick 4. If it's good, it's going to be great. That's the way I see it, and I think they're due a return to form.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully. Yeah.
Did you smell my segue? Due for a return to form. Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
One Chrissy Nolan, as I'm now going to call him for the rest of the year, because me and him are friends now. Me and Chrissy Nolan. If Christopher Nolan sues us, I'm really sorry, Paul. I'm just having fun. Chris Nolan's back. And is he back? Because wow.
Both questions, like both very good questions. Is he back? because this isn't an overly high concept kind of film like Tenet or anything. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes. He seems to be very good at period pieces, so this will be a very interesting one to do. But he has had to handle such a great cast. Man,
I know.
like the cast alone. I can go. I've got a list here. Do you want me to quickly go through?
Oh, just like name all of the bad ones.
Oh yeah. Okay. I don't.
Exactly.
Cillian Murphy, Emmy Blunt, Matt Damon, Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh, Gary Oldman, Kenneth Branagh, Rami Malek, and Jack Quaid. Jack Quaid is from The Boys. So that's just some of them. There's a plethora more and stuff like that, but they're the top casting.
So, ladies and gentlemen, obviously, Janelle Monáe, Rosario Dawson, Adam Driver, the other people were just busy because obviously he just opened up the Rolodex of, can I get just a load of really good people? And when all the cast was filled, he just stopped. I feel if there were more positions in the movie, everybody that's brilliant would be in there. It's also a really, really, really interesting topic, and about time somebody made an Oppenheimer movie. I think it looks like it's going to be the traditional Christopher Nolan visual flair with a touch of class. And in case you're wondering, folks, why it's a return to form, hopefully, Tenet was besieged by all sorts of problems, from being released during the darkest timeline, etc. But also, I've never quite warmed to it. I thought I would, but I still kind of haven't. It's not my favorite Christopher Nolan film, doesn't mean it's a bad one. But Christopher Nolan has a high bar, and I'm thinking this could be one where he jumps right over that bar again. So very excited.
Yeah, I just echoing what you say. It just seems like it's going to be a great period piece again. And as you said, just from the poster alone, it's going to be a visual treat. So I can't say more from that. So I'm really interested. We've got a really good lineup of movies this year, and Oppenheimer seems to be a really, really good one to kind of put the pin in the middle of the year. So
yep. So Paul, to wrap out the episode, I'm just going to say Pop Culture's dropped in to say hi, Pop. Thank you very much for joining us. Also excited, he said, for John Wick 4, Dune 2, and Mission Impossible, which we covered as well. The new Christian Bale on Netflix, which I am drawing a blank on right now, but I think I know what he's talking about.
Is it Amsterdam? No, it's not Amsterdam. That's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, no, that's already out, I think. But John Wick 5, yes, there is a John Wick 5. He's right, yeah. John Wick 4 is not going to end it, but I think John Wick 5 is, and they were making them both at the same time. So this is into the end of it, we hope. At least I hope. I hope that they don't push this too far, because you're only going to have so many chances.
Yeah, as a big fan of the John Wick family or John Wick movies, I also hope that they don't push this into a Death Wish kind of thing.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't get that reference, by the end of it, Charles Bronson was being shot from waist height, standing there with a gun, never chasing anyone, because it was just, I don't like what you did, I'm going to kill you now. Bing, bang. Yes, so Paul, 2023 is going to be weird. We probably buried the lead. Anybody who stuck with it this far, essentially 2023 is going to be a double bill of Cocaine Bear followed by Barbie, with then a follow-up the next day of maybe
Renfield. I'm going to go for Renfield.
Renfield with Blue Beetle, just because it'll all be unexpected. There is going to be some crazy, crazy interesting results from what we've just listed. We didn't mention Indy 5. We didn't mention all sorts of other stuff. And it's not because we don't believe they exist. It's because we're not as excited in the same way or as curious in the same way as the ones we've listed. Hope they're good. If they're not, it'll be okay. But yeah, Cocaine Bear, everybody.
Yeah, these ones are likely. The movies we've listed here are more likely going to set a good kind of precedent for the rest of the year.
Yep.
And also just they seem like a good cross section of a lot of movies. There's on the Pop Culture says, is there going to be a spin-off? Yes, I believe there is a spin-off of a couple of characters that are going to come. Yeah, the Continental, which I think is going to be a TV show. And
I would like to end this episode with the last comment, which just says Cocaine Barbie. And All I can say is in 2023, we've covered it today. I sincerely hope we're starting our next year, our 2024 most anticipated movies, and we're able to say we're looking forward to Cocaine Barbie. It'll be
Cocaine
weird.
Renfield Barbie.
Cocaine Renfield, starring Nicolas Cage in every single role. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great year ahead. I know we're going to have a great year ahead. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're nothing without you. Please give us a chance to make your years better and come back and check in and see how this one turns out. So, Paul, who have you been?
I've been Paul.
And who have I been?
You've been Patrick.
And who are we together?
Hear us out.
Damn right we are. All right, everybody. We will see you very soon. Take it easy and enjoy your year.
Bye.